Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis, and today we're going to be talking about Hedera Hashgraph, or Hbar. I know that I keep calling it Hedera Hashgraph when I should just be calling it Hedera, but it is what it is. But honestly, I do want to talk to you guys more so about Hbar and the future of where we could really kind of see it, but I do want to talk to you guys about some innovation that's happening as well, especially with Dovu's overall updates and stuff like that, because there is a few cool things about Dovu's roadmap that I do want to discuss. But for the most part, today we're going to be talking about a little bit of the market and Hbar and where it kind of lies. But before we fully jump into things, I just want to let you guys know, if you guys are new to the channel, definitely consider subscribing and turning notifications on. And also, if you all could leave a like on this video, I will greatly appreciate it, as it does help the channel grow. Now, with Bitcoin kind of ranging, today is the weekly candle close. We're watching for some sort of major closing point on Bitcoin right now, because Bitcoin is the key star player right now for a lot of the market, especially in terms of altcoins kind of moving up. I know it sucks to say, but it is pretty much what we have to wait for. There's a few altcoins that are still green, like Crypto.com's making some major moves, and a few other altcoins are making some moves as well, like 13% on Elrond, sorry. And a few other altcoins are making a little bit of moves, but nothing too crazy. Like Hbar hasn't even really moved too much. I did see a crazy spike on the Binance chart, but besides that, it wasn't anything too crazy. But we'll obviously talk about that. But first, I do want to talk to you guys a little bit about the Bitcoin chart. Just to reiterate what I've been talking to you guys about for a while back, I haven't done too many TA videos on Hbar in a while, but I will say this. We are waiting for this point to be reclaimed on the Bitcoin pair. Up here, it doesn't really matter to us. We really just want to claim up here, but we really want to flip this to actually move on the USD pair fairly, I would say go parabolic, because when we're talking about this level here, this is what will send us to about 50 cents plus to retest the all-time high. And once we do go to that, it's pretty much, we pretty much just range into price discovery. But there hasn't been too much strength on the Bitcoin pair. It's been kind of just trading sideways with a little bit of upward momentum, but it's nothing too crazy for a conviction of us to really kind of go much higher. And I'm not going to be extremely bullish right now or anything like that, but I will say this. Hbar, in terms of the USD pair, like I said, we seen a little bit of a spike today. I don't know if it was a glitch or not, but it was on the Binance, not on the I don't know if it was on TradingView. We actually don't see it on TradingView, but I know on my one chart, or actually I think this might be it. I think it might have been to like about 40 cents plus or something like that. It was something weird. But in terms of the chart right now, we see that we bottomed out. We see that we set the stage down here, pretty much regained some major support at around the 35.8 centile range, which is obviously a higher support zone than, the 27th and the 28th of October, which isn't anything to really kind of be proud of. I honestly want us back over 46 cents to actually have that strength to really kind of push us much higher. But it looks like it could take a little bit of time here. Obviously we have to build back a little bit from that drop with Bitcoin, and we will get there, of course, but we need to watch Bitcoin first before we could say, yeah, Hbar is going to go to the moon here shortly. But with that, of course, we talk about what's happened throughout the market, and a lot of altcoins are not doing parabolic gains. There is a few on the 24-hour that's been looking very good, and I've told you guys that. In terms of the 7-day span, we've actually been seeing a few altcoins kind of making some major moves. Gala being the major one, up 310%. And of course, there's a few other ones that are up like 40% plus. And of course, we will get there. We just need to watch for the market kind of having that altcoin switch up, or if I should say altcoin rotation. So we're watching the market closely here. We're watching to see Bitcoin kind of break out until we do see any sort of major breaking point for Hbar. I know it sucks to say, but I will say this. The thing that has been keeping me fairly calm is just kind of watching, the overall governing council grow and grow and grow. We still have a lot of room to pretty much make up in terms of the governing council members. I think that right now, we have like 25 members right now. So we still have about 14 new governing council members to really kind of count for until the entire GC is filled. Those will most likely be coming, not this year. We might see another announcement happening before the end of this bull run. But I think that 2022 is where we will see a lot of GC members being pretty much announced. Of course, we'll probably see a little bit of a spike in price throughout that time as well. But, for the most part, we have to wait until we have the end of the bull run really kind kind of confirmed or validate it. And of course, we will pretty much be making videos along that time. I'm obviously going to be making videos during the bear market as well. If even if they don't get views, I'm still going to make them. Just to give you guys those insights still. But I will say this. HBAR, I think, in my opinion, has the best looking future as an altcoin in this market because yeah, you could argue that we are too early in terms of what's happening with the GC members and stuff, but we have a bright future ahead of us. And I think that this goes for anybody who is in HBAR. You should understand that first off, they still have 14 more governing council members left to be announced, and these are the governing council members that have joined so far. Incredible Crypto is even saying, imagine being bearish on HBAR. And it is that idea, like, imagine just being bearish on it because of the price action alone. I get it, we all want to make money, but price action isn't everything. You got to look at what's being built behind closed doors. And in 2021, alone, look at how many GC members that we've announced. First off, there's what, 3, 6, like 9, right? And of course, we do see FTPOS, we see Standard Bank, EDF, Shinhan Bank, Chainlink Labs, LSE, IIT Madras, DBS Bank. Just this year alone, we've had 3 banks sign on. And also, in terms of FTPOS, they're doing incredible things over in Australia. And of course, ServiceNow, which we've done a deep dive, and this was only 5 days ago, I mind you. So, there's been a lot of growth happening within the Hedera ecosystem. Like I said, I think that, when we're talking about the long-term growth here, HBAR has like really no ceiling. I've discussed this. I've talked to you guys about what's going to be happening in time, but there's a lot of things being built behind closed doors that a lot of people aren't really seeing here. With all these major banks, with all of these major financial institutions and stuff like that growing and growing in terms of crypto demand, I don't see HBAR not being a huge name, especially a T1 name, as we do march forward on in time. But I want to say right now, we still have a few updates to be happening here, but we have been seeing since August pretty much a GC member being announced monthly. We see August, September, October, and November. So could we be expecting a GC member happening in December? It's quite possible. I know that we've skipped months before, June, July, which I think in June and July they skipped announcing any GC members because they pretty much seen that the market sentiment was bearish. So I wouldn't be surprised if we've been, if we're going to be seeing a new GC member in December. So with that, of course, do what you will, but there has been a lot of growth within the Hedera ecosystem. But we also see, we believe in the space where everything that happens in the physical space, sneakers, handbags, cars, is going to get replicated into the digital space. I've been always talking about this. This is, of course, from Suku. I think that the future for NFTs and digitization is huge. We actually see here, I don't want to sell my digital assets on eBay. I want to sell them on my own website. So we created a foundation. It's like a white label solution where you can actually go to their website and be able to sell cars and digital cars. Check this out, right? On what blockchains are the NFTs minted on? NFT Minting Infinite, powered by Suku, uses the Hedera token service. Hence, the NFTs are minted on Hedera Hashgraph. I think that this is great in terms of this marketplace, and of course, here's the vision. This is coming soon, of course. Or I actually think that this is fully live. I'm pretty sure. But this feels like a sort of the first to know coming soon sort of thing, which of course it's still probably being built, but I think that once this is live, I think that that's going to be huge. And of course here's their, pretty much saying Infinite by Suku empowers you through a more secure, durable, and engaging way to authenticate collectibles and products, providing a platform to manage your digital closet through claiming ownership of each of your products. This is essentially going to be digital eBay, if you will, which we already know is pretty huge. But of course we do see here, next on Infinite World, take your passion for the road to the metaverse. This is pretty cool. So, in terms of digital cards, digitization, especially of these major physical assets, I've always discussed how huge we could essentially get to. There's going to be a lot of value being unlocked, and I do look forward to the future of digitization, tokenization. It's all growing day by day, and the demand for it is astronomical, especially in terms of financial institutions and stuff like that. But also, check out the Dovu one-year roadmap. This is pretty cool. We want to show you the path we're traveling, not just now, but over the next 12 months. So take a look at our key milestones. Product creation lies at the heart of what we are doing and where we aim to be. So here's their quarter 4 2021. So we do see that the token Dovu Hedera bridge, bridge your Dovu tokens into Hedera's token ecosystem. So pretty cool, right? And then we also see the marketplace, Carbon Marketplace Alpha, open access for users and businesses to purchase offsets from Dovu with a brand new look, with features or updated features requested from our community. So pretty cool, whatever. This is all transactional data flows for, Hedera. But of course, we do see our Q1 2022 Carbon onboarding. Allow Dovu to onboard farms onto our Carbon network at scale. So this is pretty huge. Okay, there's going to be a lot of scalability, being brought to Dovu's network. But of course, we also see our token Dovu API v2. Of course, pretty cool, whatever. And then we do see Q2 2022 Carbon MBR. The next stage of baking end-to-end trust into the minting of our carbon credits. Users can trust that different agents like farmers, verifiers, and auditors have signed off on the legitimacy of soil carbon, retired carbon portability. Again, any marketplace user can send their retired carbon credits to their own Hedera wallet for their own archival and custody needs. Carbon SDKs, and of course, offset donations, geolocation, offsetting as well. There's going to be a lot of pretty much transactional data from here. I think that Dovu is actually a pretty undervalued use case as well. Like I said, a lot of the use cases on, Hedera are fairly small, but overlooked. But this actually isn't that small of, an asset. When we're talking about Dovu, Dovu is doing incredibly well within the entire, sort of carbon offsetting market. And I think that we're going to be seeing a huge sort of growth sprout for Dovu. We actually see our NFT marketplace, liquidity pool, carbon market cap, carbon calculator. Some of these stuff like these are like whatever. But when we're talking about what's the future of, Dovu, I mean, look at their partners, right? Pretty huge partnerships, and of course we know that Hedera is pretty much the heart and soul of Dovu, but this is going to be pretty huge for farmers, for carbon credits, carbon offsets, and all that kind of stuff, and we already know that that's a pretty big market. We've talked about it in the past in terms of discussions, and I think that this is going to be the start of a huge transformation, especially in terms of the future for carbon offsetting and stuff. Now we also see here Coinman, the Hbar Baron, shout out him. Hbar is the tool that will bring blockchain technology to enterprises. In fact, it already has. As more companies adopt blockchain as a form of secure data storage, CTOs worldwide will ask themselves, how on earth did we live without Hedera? And this is talking from this article 2 days ago, 3 moonshot cryptos set to change the world. And of course, Hedera is one of them. Hedera is actually one of the first named ones, I should say. But we do see our Hbar is the tool that will bring, blockchain technology to enterprises, and of course they're talking about pretty much everywhere with COVID-19 vaccine temperatures and storage and stuff. And of course we're talking about, their business backing also gives it credibility. Few blue chip companies would willingly create a document verification system on Tron, a cryptocurrency the founder himself referred to as, a garbage coin. But trusting your data to a coin that Google itself backs, as the old saying goes, nobody gets fired for buying IBM. Right? And again, when we're talking about that, it is the idea of, Hbar becoming one of the most legitimate projects within the space. I've always discussed that, and I've always talked about that, and I think that a lot of people will most likely see this very soon. But it is a moonshot. I mean, realistically, Hbar is 100% a moonshot. From here, we could easily 10x, and, obviously people, talk down on that and say that Hbar is no way going to break $3. It's barely going to even break $1. It can't even break 50 cents, blah, blah, blah. We always hear that, and that bearish sentiment always makes me so bullish. I love it, to be honest with you guys. So when we're talking about Hbar and we're talking about the end of this bull run, I've always told you guys, this has a ton of upside potential. And, if we're talking about Bitcoin going to 100K, that's why I've always said keep a close eye out on Bitcoin in terms of its last, major run. Because the higher Bitcoin goes, the higher Hbar could essentially go. So we're obviously going to be watching the price chart very closely. We're going to be watching the future for Hbar as well, because the future for Hbar looks very bullish. I just want to say right now, the price, targets and the price charts and stuff don't look extremely good. Like, we looked very good up until this point here, where, we were pretty much saying, well, looks like we are targeting 50 cents, and all of a sudden, here comes Bitcoin to ruin the party yet again. It's almost always orchestrated. It's almost like an orchestrated drop on Bitcoin to pretty much keep Hbar low. It feels like we live in a simulation, right? So obviously we have to watch Bitcoin, we have to watch Hbar, and we're going to be closely watching these. But I do believe that Hbar is also a very high moonshot, and I think that a lot of things that are happening behind closed doors are very bullish. So with that being said, I hope that you all enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on. If you guys want more free content, you guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down down in the description below. As always, I hope that you all have a beautiful day or a beautiful night wherever you guys are in this beautiful world. This has been Nick. Peace out, guys.